What's up, NASCAR Heat fans? David Land here, coming to you from Phoenix. As you can see, the points standings shook out after a pretty decent result at Las Vegas that we're 11th in the standings and in the chase at the moment, but obviously it's early on, and since Phoenix is coming up, I'm not terribly confident about our ability to produce results at this track. It's kind of an intermediate track between a short track and a super speedway, so those are that kind of creates a weakness because you need power and you also need handling, and I only have really one of those, so I chose sponsors that were kind of lower tier, and it looks like my decision was kind of smart because, as you can see, we're 35th on the grid here coming into Phoenix. Only out-qualified 5 cars. Kyle Busch is on the pole, so it's going to be a difficult race. Let's get ready to race at Phoenix, so let's hand it over to Rick Allen and get this thing started.
Welcome to the Valley of the Sun, Phoenix International Raceway. Now, PIR is one of the most scenic tracks on the NASCAR circuit. This is Rick Allen, and this 1 mile oval raceway is tricky to maneuver, especially with the dogleg in the middle of the backstretch.
All right, here we go, starting underneath Clinton Boyer, ready to go, and we're underway, racing at Phoenix. And you will see my car get sideways a lot in the corners, I can already tell you that. For some reason in this game, every time you get on the brakes, it's kind of hard. Your car goes sideways, and to correct, you just smash the throttle all the way down, and your car will correct itself. So you'll be seeing that a lot during this race, I suspect. As we head into turn 3 here, probably the best passing zone on the track, and there's the sidewaysness I was talking about. You'll see that both at Phoenix and Loudon for this gameplay series if you're kind of new here. It's just the way kind of you have to drive on the hardest difficulty with the simulation handling. And simulation may be in some quotation marks there, because if you drove like that in real life, your tires would not last very long. So I think we need to get up to, I think my highest tier sponsor is paying at 15th. So, okay, that's not good. Thankfully, they paved literally everything at Phoenix. So you can go off into the desert there and still come back onto the track relatively easily. Obviously, you couldn't have done that like in the 90s when there was lots of grass down there. I think there was a bridge that crossed over on that side of the track back in the 90s, but not so much anymore. This is just a lot of pavement. Oops, that's a little bit too aggressive into the corner, but I pulled it off. And now they're kind of turning it into a Nazareth clone with the the second reconfiguring of this track in 8 years or whatever it is, when they're going to put the start-finish line right about here, right off of the corner and right before the dog leg, which will now be turn 1 at Phoenix, and they're putting grandstands all the way down through here on the back straightaway as we head into turn 3, all sideways and out of shape. And then this will be turn 2 and 3, and then the corner that is now turn 1 will be turn 4. I think that makes sense. I hope I explained that kind of well. Probably explained it better than the NASCAR press conference did it, I'm guessing. If the press conference where they announced Phoenix, or where they announced the new format was anything to go off of, I suspect it was incoherent and very confusing. Remember when they announced the new format and they said they were going to bring all the cars into the pits under the stage changes and interview the winner and get them out of the car and interview them? That worked out really well, didn't it? Now it's just like a 7-lap caution, and they interview the guy as he's driving around through the in-car radio. But whatever. Anyway, we are on the outside of Jamie McFlurry here, and trying to get around retired Biffle. And we'll just do it both, and Biffle was unhappy about that. But we've kind of pulled it off, run the cheater line there, get off of the corner. It looks like McFlurry's back to the inside. Is he going to get a run? No, he's not. We're just going to power slide it in there and drive off the corner. Boy, if I will say, they would get the biggest TV ratings in the world if you could actually drive Phoenix like this. You get all the drifters, and we've got a yellow. So we've still got 20 laps remaining on the fuel. We'll stay out, keep the track position, and try to go racing here for 15. So here we come back to the green. We're under Recky Stenhouse and just ahead of Kyle, the eternal second place Larson. We're ready to go, and we're underway once again. Can we get that restart? No, not very good there. Drive to the inside a little bit. There we go. Underneath Larson, maybe, depending on if the car has power down the straightaway. And we'll get around Kane, Case Kane. Oops, and a little bit of argy-bargy with Larson there. Sideways. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of sideways action in this race. I think I've said that before, but so repeating, that's a wall glitch and a huge crash. And thankfully we got a yellow, but that, wow, holy smokes. Wow, wow, wow. That was true simulation right there, true simulation. Yeah, that, yeah. I don't know what to say about that. Write in the comments, why do we still have aero damage? I came in and got that repaired. Okay, I guess we crashed so hard we glitched the game. Well, this will make things a little bit harder then. Yeah, write down in the comments what you thought of that crash. I'd be very interested to read the comments. Well, now that we've crashed, and apparently the car didn't repair, now we're going to be in a real world of hurt here. Why didn't the car repair? That's really strange. That concerns me a little bit for the rest of this race. And now we're just completely out of... I mean, look how slow we are on the straightaway. Well, that's going to be great. Let's... Hang on. Let's... If I can get around some of these guys. I'm going to check this... what on earth? The car is so heavily damaged, I guess they could not repair it. Wow. 99% aero. So we literally have no aerodynamics on this car. And we got spun. Wow, we just can't do anything. I refuse to slow down. That's kind of stupid. The oil temperature is way up because of the radiator being the way it is. Why? Oh, why? I think I clicked yes on repair, right? Pretty sure I did that. So why is it just completely unrepairable? I guess but the car is like visually the car is repaired, but apparently, and now we've got oil temperature because the radiator's screwed as well. Oh boy. Well, this may end up being a very short race, depending on if my engine blows up, because because the entire car is completely wrecked. And we barely get into turn 3 that time. Well, I don't need to worry about hitting the wall because it's not going to matter anyway. I've got 100% aero damage. Good grief. It's like you get one wall glitch and things go not very well. So, well, I guess we're behind. I mean, we're not losing too much time. Thank God for rubber banding AI, I suppose. I guess they fixed the engine, and it looks like there's a crash, so they may have given us a mercy yellow to try to get this repaired for a second time. We'll see. I just saw smoke in turn 3, but I guess they're not going to give us a yellow just yet. The oil temperature is going up to 250 degrees, which is not good. Not good at all. The engine is pouring smoke out of it. I'm just waiting to blow it up. I'm expecting to blow it up. I don't even know. Again, I've tried this before. I tried to blow up an engine before. I think it was like Kansas or Chicagoland or something. Chase Elliott's in trouble, but it didn't blow up. They threw the yellow before it blew up. So I suspect that'll be the same here. I'm kind of baiting NASCAR into throwing a debris yellow to help a brother out. Let's see if we can get around the outside of it. No, we can't, because the car is just completely undrivable now. I mean, I guess it's driving better with no aerodynamics. It's not sliding through power sliding through the corners anymore, I guess. See? You can kind of slide it, but it doesn't do that whole power slide thing the whole way through the corners. And I guess the oil temperature is just going to hover at 250, or thereabouts, 248, 249, whatever. And I really wish I could start making some passes here. We're 37th position. Not going to get any sponsorship money from this. and probably not going to fare too well in the points if this is how this thing ends. The only good thing is that we're going to be good on fuel till the end here. But, I mean, not till the end, but to the end of the stint, because I think a lot of the rest of the field's going to be pitting. And we'll be able to make up positions as everybody pits, and if we get a mercy yellow from the game, we'll be in really good shape. But right now, the car is just, it's in a world of hurt right now, and not in a good way. And, well, I guess we'll get a little bit of power sliding going. Are we going to get cars coming into the pits yet? You can never tell because there's not the map like there is in NASCAR 15. In this game, it's just like, just kind of got to drive by the seat of your pants. Which isn't a terrible thing. I mean, I appreciate some of the simulation aspects they went with in this game. And that's kind of an oxymoron because this game is not very simulation. But they did some things to try to make it a challenge, and then they just kind of said at the very last minute, it feels like, let's make it an arcade game. And it was like, what? Like it feels like this is trying to be two different games, and it's not really being very effective. Let's go inside the car. I never give this perspective, maybe for good reason, because I almost hit the inside wall there.
Still there?
Wow, I'm starting to drive faster already, just being in the cockpit view. Let's see if we can actually make up some time here using the cockpit view. I do like driving in cockpit view. If I play like Project Cars or Gran Turismo or R Factor or anything else, aside from the NASCAR games I play for you guys, I usually play in cockpit view, and yep, we're already making up positions. So maybe I should start playing in cockpit view because it feels like I'm going a little bit faster. I'm able to hit those apexes like that, and we're not gonna be able to drive off the corner too good because. Oh yeah, and this is another thing. You can actually move the head just slightly with the controller. That's as much movement as you get. You probably can't even see it if you're on a small screen.
Still there?
But you can just slightly look off to the left and just slightly off to the right. But that's about it.
Car high.
That is about it. We got around Labonte. He's going to come back on the outside. And then we'll go into the corner. I almost hit that inside wall. But since we're in cockpit view, I kind of have a better feeling on my surroundings, so I didn't hit the wall, and now we're getting wrecked by Bobby Labonte. He pushed us all the way into the shortcut there, which I don't think is very effective at all in this game. You can kind of use it in NASCAR 15, but NASCAR Heat, it's not terribly effective. And now the leaders are coming up behind us. Hopefully, you know, my oil slick comes out here with all the water I'm pushing out of the car. Somebody will. One of the leaders will lose it. It's Keselowski leading right now. He's trying to get around. We finally passed Labonte, which is nice. And we're just kind of riding around here at the back. And here comes Keselowski. Whoa. Big slide there for me. Bounce off the wall a little bit more. Keselowski's just on another planet right now. Labonte gets back around us. Here comes Jimmy Johnson down to the inside. He's going to make that pass. And I tried to follow Jimmy through. And now Matt Kenseth and Kyle Busch are coming underneath. Yeah, it was me. You want to throw a yellow for it? No? Okay. I don't know. I kind of like this perspective. I know most people will whine that this race is he's not playing in third person. But whatever. I don't care. And now we're underneath Kyle Busch. Tried to get around him, but couldn't quite do it. Hopefully the leaders being in lap traffic will kind of aid us a little bit in getting through these other cars we need to pass. But we're definitely not in the lucky dog position right now. So that's not going to help us at all, actually. Oh, car in the wall. That's probably going to be a yellow. Watch him throw a yellow for that. There's Chris Buescher getting up in there. Just can't really get through the corner very good still. And of course, obviously, I don't have the runoff because of how poor the aerodynamics are right now and how overheating the engine is. Here comes Logano down to the inside. He's chasing Kyle Busch. That should go well. But I think I can get under Buescher this time. In fact, Logano's going to open up that door very wide. And we'll go underneath both of them. And here come the pit stops. So hopefully it'll actually, oops, I almost wall glitched there. And we're just getting hit from all sides there. Now I've damaged the engine as well.
There's a wreck in turn 1.
Yeah, it's me. You want to throw the L for it? So now we're going to be down on power even more, which is also kind of annoying. And now Labonte's beating and banging off of us. The oil temperature actually got helped by me running into the wall like that. And we'll wreck Bobby Labonte. Maybe we'll get a yellow for that. Who knows? I doubt we will.
There's trouble in turn 3.
But a yellow would be nice because I could repair the car under the yellow. Allmendinger is leading the race. Why on earth is he leading? Guess fuel strategy is really coming into his wheelhouse there. And I'm most certainly not going to repair the car under the green flag pit stop because there's just no real reason to. So I got 3 laps to before we have to come out or come into the pits. So I'm hoping we get a yellow now because I'm not a lap down. This would be most effective if we could just have the yellow now. NASCAR Heat, you're usually pretty good about that. So when you do that, do me a solid, NASCAR Heat. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I'm not going to get that yellow. I know it. I'm waiting. And are we getting a yellow? We got 1 lap before we have to come in, probably. Probably have to be in at the end of this lap. I haven't seen. It's gonna be nice because we're gonna have all of the warning lights on. We're gonna have temperature, aero, fuel, the trifecta. I'm not gonna pit if I don't get a fuel alarm before. Yeah, there we go. Fuel alarm is on. So we got the trifecta of warning lights. This is like driving a 92 Civic or something. All right, here we come. Off into the pits. All right, pit stop commencing. It was a painfully long time to get in the pit, so it's probably going to mean we're really off the pace now. 4 tires, fuel, and I'm guessing we'll get a yellow immediately after this pit stop, because we always seem to. But we're probably at least 2 laps down. And Magic, the crew did not repair the car during that yellow. Would have been nice because they didn't repair it during the first yellow we had. We're down to 38th place, which is pretty terrible. In fact, I don't need to look at that anymore. Let's take a look at this. So we're actually still ahead of Bobby Labonte, who we spun out. So Carl Edwards is directly ahead of us. But theoretically, we could pass. That feels like the car's really fast. What's going on here? Oh, I think it's the rubber banding.
Clear high.
Well, we'll see.
Clear high.
Did they fix the car? Because we're going like 150 now. We're going like, I don't know how fast we were going earlier. Oh well. Let's use it to great effect. Let's try to pass Casey Kane here, even though that's not for position. Well, I'm not going to. I mean, this is just the weirdest race in terms of a glitch. And I'm guessing it's a glitch because I definitely had to repair the car, or it definitely was. The team was supposed to repair the car under the yellow flag. For whatever reason, they did not. So we've got 100% aero problems, and we're sliding through the corner. And on the cheater line there, or the Harvick line, if you prefer. Ryan Ellison, the car is blowing up again, and we're into the wall. Doesn't matter because the arrow is at 99%. I think these are positions up here. No, they're not preferred position. What position are they in? 18th? Good God. They must not have been in the pits yet. I don't know how they managed to stay out for so long, Busher and Benedetto. We're just going to slide through the corner. They're still not coming in. They're going painfully slow, but they're not coming in. Almirola is 2 seconds up the road. Oh, and there he is. He's in this little pack here. We'll drive around the outside of these guys to the inside, through, split the difference and whatnot. Through the dog leg, right down to the yellow line.
Still there.
And underneath Almirola and Logano and Mears.
All clear.
And now we'll chase down Eric Jones. Well, I guess the car is working okay. I mean, we're up in our qualified position. We qualified in 35th. We're up to 35th. 35 laps to go. It's a very 35. 35 is the number of the day, folks. And just look at all that smoke in the rearview mirror. This is thrilling and enthralling stuff, I can tell you. But at least we're passing people, and I guess it's visually interesting because we're in the cockpit view. I actually really like this. I like this a lot better than I do in driving in third person. Generally, again, for racing games, I prefer first person to third. I just feel like I've got a better perspective, better handle on where I am on the track, where I need to place the car. Third person is very much a hands-off kind of thing. It feels very hands-off. It feels very floaty as well when you drive in third person versus first person.
Car high. Clear high. All clear.
So for some reason, Landon Castle's in 8th. So with all the kind of smaller teams running well right now, I feel like my point standings is going to be really bad. My point standings place is going to be horrible after this race because of all the nonsense in regards to being 33rd. Shook up point standings, and Kyle Busch just about wrecked me there.
All clear.
Don't really know why he did that. He just kind of cut down, but whatever.
Car high.
And there's a car high. It's Clint Boyer. We're actually racing him. And we'll just wreck him going into turn 1. Why not?
You're all clear.
Try to get that thing down. Come on, baby. We're actually going to lap Bobby Labonte. What's he doing that far back? That's kind of surprising. I guess we wrecked him, so I guess he may have had to come into the pits. Oh well. Let's get to the inside of Clint. There we go. We're actually racing Danica Patrick for this position. This car slid up the track a little bit. We're going to try to go around Danica. She's right there. I keep trying to use the thing to look over, and it's just not working. And dive right down into that corner, right along the yellow line. Smoke absolutely pouring out the back of my car. And we'll cheat a little bit. We're actually up to almost passing Jimmy Johnson, who is 2nd. So we're actually going to start, maybe we can unlap ourselves and maybe we'll get another yellow. I mean, there's a lot of maybes involved, and it looks like there's cars in the pits because we're making up positions again. See how much faster Jimmy Johnson was on the straightaway there. And underneath Jimmy, boink, boink.
Still there.
And that didn't work. I guess we're not rubber banding anymore because we're up into 22nd. As you can see, off goes Jimmy into the distance. And that probably means we're not going to catch Jamie Mack. In fact, we're probably going to get passed by cars behind us as well, especially as we start to make up positions from cars in the pits. Off the throttle, get it in there. I'm not even using the brake anymore. I'm going so slowly down the straightaways that I just don't need to brake in the corners. So we're up to 20th. That would be some sponsorship money, but Danica has rubber banded back up to my rear bumper.
Car high.
And that's going to create some havoc, I'm
Clear
sure.
high.
As here come the
Car low.
Toyotas by. Funny, I just blew by these guys. How are they suddenly that much faster? It's almost like the game wants me to finish 20th or 21st. Now here comes friggin' Austin Dillon wrecking me. And now suddenly, when I was making up position, I'm not, because now Clint Boyer's going to fly around the outside because he finally actually gets to run this full potential again. Rubber banding AI, it's the best. So now Bobby Labonte's coming up behind. He's going to make that, well, I can kind of block him there a little bit, but Greg Biffle's the car I'm actually racing for position. He's starting to really fly behind me. See, now would be the time to get that yellow NASCAR Heat. And it almost brought out the yellow because Joey Logano just decided to wreck me for no real good reason. And we'll battle with Landon Castle, who has more visual damage than I do, but for whatever reason is not performing as badly as I am. We're staying in it. I mean, we're still 25th. I think I signed up for some sponsorship money for that low of a tier.
Car low.
So it's not all bad yet. Not all bad yet. But it is quite bad, no doubt about it. And how many laps to go do we have? That does not really, that makes me do math. 25 laps to go. So we'll probably have to pit one more time. We're only one lap down, somehow. I don't really know how that works out. Yeah, 25 to go exactly now. So our last stop will be our last stop. I think we can make it 25 laps on a tank of fuel at this track. So that's a good thing. Let's take a look at tire wear. I mean, that's horrible. We could probably get away. We should have gotten away with right sides the last time. I should have just done right sides. We'll do right sides this time. I might short fill the car a little bit, depending on 13 laps. So yeah, I'll short fill the car for sure when we come into the pits this time by. No reason to go with a full tank of fuel for just a few laps when you're off the pace anyway.
Yellow's out.
Oh, we got the yellow, despite the fact that we just went 2 laps down, but oh well. We'll be able to make the pit stop this time and actually be able to race for the end. Alright, so we made the stop. I don't see any arrow warning yet. Looks like they finally repaired our car, so we're back to green. There, they finally repaired it. That glitch took me out of the race for a very long time. We're back to racing, and now we can actually race. I'm going to stay in the cockpit view because I feel like I can make up more positions doing it this way. Wow, very loose off the corner. I think I got into somebody there. We're still underneath somebody. And into the corner. Drive it really deep in there. No, there's somebody there. De Benedetto helped us out a little bit there. Let's go for some sponsorship money now. We got plenty of cars to pass here. On the brakes, get it turned in there. Regan Smith, the next car to pass. We can get up to 25th at least, I think. Depending on how many cars are laps down. I didn't really check. I should have looked at that information. And we're really going to get loose there. That was a heck of a slide. We're getting yelled at to slow down. The spotter's unhappy with how things are going. Well, we can get up to 25th with David Reagan here. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to race for 25th. Most exciting race for 25th ever. Can we get up there? Traffic with Clint Boyer here down the back straightaway at Phoenix. We're up to that 150 miles an hour underneath David Reagan. Get that thing stopped. Tried to anyway. I called him Yaley again. Reagan, we passed him. There he goes, back there. So we got around J.J. Yaley.
All clear.
And I really drove it in way too deep that time by. That time Clint Boyer's going to get underneath us. He was there anyway, so that's why I didn't cut in to turn 1. So we're just running his draft a little bit, try to get down to the inside on the brakes.
You're all clear.
And off the corner. Can we get there? Can we get there? Can we get there? A little bit. Got 27 seconds to get to Danica Patrick, so that's probably not going to happen unless we get a really big break here.
Still there. All
and
clear.
we're just going to keep bashing into people as long as we can go. I'm pretty sure I absolutely wrecked Landon Castle. So there's a wreck, but naturally no yellow. Oh, there's another wreck. That's actually involving me this time, and that's not very good. So let's try to bring out the yellow. You think the yellow's going to come out for this?
There's trouble in turn 4.
Yeah, finally. I was waiting for the game to absolutely just completely lose me. For some reason, we're still in 37th, but oh, that's because we wrecked. So I'm not going to pit, no reason to. And let's race the end of this race. Alright, so 34th, few guys pitted. We're starting on the outside this time. Not particularly amazing. But a lot of guys got wrecked in that wreck. So we're back to green. And can we make up some positions here? I would have preferred to be on the inside for this. But oh well. Do some wall riding. That's always a fun time. And it's also fun to be on the outside of this AI on a dog leg or a tri-oval or whatever. We're going to just drive out, air down, roll as far down into the corner as we can. Just keep smashing into people. Absolutely just going to cause all sorts of chaos here. 5 to go.
Clear high. Clear low.
Put that thing down in the corner. We're getting wrecked again. Getting spun out. Somebody's just pile driving us the whole way around. Can we get a yellow for this? Can we get a yellow for this? No, of course not, because it involves me. Boy, would it be nice to see what's going on. Do you think I'm going to get black flagged if I do this? Yeah, I think I will. I considered driving backwards for a second there. Well, that's fun. Maybe we'll get some rubber banding. That's probably what's going to happen. We'll see. Last few laps of the race, how bad is the damage? It's yellow all the way around. That doesn't tell me anything important. 16%.
Here you go.
Well, it's certainly not 99% anymore. And 2 laps to go, so that's about it. It's probably going to be a 37th probably, unless I can get up here to whoever these guys are in 1 lap. And a net. I could probably pass a net for 36. That's about it. That's about as far as I'm going to get. I should just finish the video now. Thank you guys for watching. Nobody's going to watch past this point anyway. They're probably just going to skip to the point standings and leave. I should just flash a 30-minute point standings board up for one of these races. Alright, so the last lap, looks like we're gonna pass Michael Annette threat there. That's as far as we're gonna get. Well, that was a thing. Phoenix. Hope you enjoyed watching me race in cockpit view. It's probably never gonna happen again. 36th position and a bad speed rating. Well, 36th spot, Brad Keselowski won the race, and a lot of cars finished 1 lap behind. So let's take a look at the Mooney, with 31 grand going to us. Loves, thankfully, came through with 25 grand to make it not too bad on the wallet for this race. And the points, this is not going to be good. Only 5 points gained, and we're going to be right on the outside of the chase. Not quite out, but very close to out. So let's head back to the race shop and see if there's anything else to take a look at. So for Phoenix, we're going to head on to Auto Club Speedway with a pretty big purse, $135,000. So hope to see you there. Thank you guys so much for watching. This has been David Land on YouTube, and we'll see you in the next video.